things up here, and one of them is Mr. Bones, of course. The other one is this banjo. This banjo was built in the 1850s, back before the Civil War period. As a matter of fact, when the Civil War was on, this banjo was playing Civil War music. It was playing music while Custer was making his last stand, and all the cowboys were going west, and it was making music while the 49ers were out there in the Sierra Nevada mountains panning gold. So it has real gut strings, a real calfskin head. There's only about 3 of them in existence that I know of, one in the Smithsonian and one in a private collection. But I'd rather take mine out and play it so you can hear what a banjo sounded like back before the Civil War time. Where was I? What are you looking at? I'm mad at you anyway. By the way, let me tell you about Mr. Bones. I didn't tell you, but he is a doctor of bonology, a bona fide bonologist. And if you want to know anything about bones, how to throw a dog a bone, how to gnaw a rib bone, anything about bone, Bonaparte's Retreat, Mr. Bones knows about it. So look him up at this show. He'll teach you how to play bones. Yeah, play them bones. You got to play real bones after a while. Here's a song from the 1840 that the boatmen used to play back on the river called the Boatman's Dance. Boatman sing, the boatman he did everything. When that boatman come on shore, spend his money and he works for more. Dance, boatman, dance, dance, boatman, dance. We'll dance all night till the broad daylight, come home with the gals in the morning. I-ho, the boatman row, float down the river and the Ohio. I-ho, the boatman row, float down the river and the Ohio. He is a busy man, nobody does what the boatman can. Never seen a pretty gal in my life, what she was, boatman's wife. Dance, boatman, dance, dance, boatman, dance. We'll dance all night till the broad daylight, come home with the gals in the morning. Hi-ho, the boatman row, float down the river on the Ohio. Hi-ho, the boatman row, float down the river on the Ohio. Thank you. That's Rosin the Bow, and that's Old Irish too, but they started becoming popular around 1805, and Abraham Lincoln used that song in his campaign around 1860. We have another old song. The unique thing about this particular song is that the words don't make any sense. See, they like their words like that. That's the way they didn't get emotionally involved in the songs, like all these mushy songs today. Well, this is about as mushy as it got. It's called Jim Along Josie, around 1840. Now, Jim Along means get along, and Josie is a female mule. So it's like kind of like step on the gas and let's go. Get along, female mule. I wasn't talking about you. Every time I say mule, he thinks he's involved. See, one day he swallowed a mule and left the tail hanging out, and that's why he's got that beard on him.
You want to race at the end of this one?
Ooh, yeah. You want to race? All right. He always wins, but we're going to race to the end of this song.
That's where the Jim Along Josie's ought to go. Josie's all rise when the bell does ring. This is a song that they do sing. Hey, get along Josie. Hey, get along, go Jim Along Joe. Hey, get along Josie. Hey, get along, go Jim Along Joe.
Told you that didn't make sense. It's words.
Sister Rose the other night had a dream. She was floating down the stream. When she awoke, she began to cry, and the white cat picked out the black cat's eye. Hey, get along Josie. Hey, get along, go Jim Along Joe. Hey, get along Josie. Hey, get along, go Jim Along Joe. A bullfrog died at a whooping cough. The other side of Mississippi, you must know. There's where Chris and old Jim Along Joe. Hey, get along Josie. Hey, get along, go Jim Along Joe. Hey, get along Josie. Hey, get along, go Jim Along Joe.
Ready to race? Get ready? Get go! This is soap opera. Now, I learned this melody out of an 1855 banjo instructor book. Then somebody sent me a recording of a very early phonograph recording of an old minstrel. Sounded like a real old man, and he was singing this song. He must have been active probably somewhere around the Civil War area. So I tried to copy not only the words, but the inflections in his voice, just the way he did it. And it's kind of a soap opera. A young man goes out to court his wife, court his girlfriend, and he comes up to the house, and he knocks on the door, and she says, "Who is it?" And he tells her, and she says, "Go away, you're too ugly, I don't want you." And essentially that's what, so it's kind of, it's the same today. You would know. Boy, I got that one in, didn't I? Anyway, the name of the song, proper name of the song, or probably of the soap opera, would have been, "Who is that knocking at the door?" But they didn't talk like that in those days. They could not talk that way and say, "Who is that knocking at the door?" So the name of this song is just the way they said it in those days. Who that knocking at the door? Now, if I can remember the words, I'm all set. Went out one night with a gal to me. Gal was singing through the window by the street. Went to the house and all were in bed. I knocked on the door and somebody said, "Who
Who's that knocking at the door? That's you, Sambo. No, it's Jim. Ain't good looking if you can't come in. No use knocking at the door anymore. No use knocking at the door. Well, come on, gal, let me in. I need that fire for to warm my shins. Up from the watchman 2 by 3 says, come along, fella, and go with me. Who that knocking at the door? That's you, Sambo. No, it's Jim. He's good looking, he can't come in. No use knocking at the door anymore. No use knocking at the door. Saw a man, great big key in his right hand. I fell down as if I was dead. I knocked on the door and somebody said, "Who's up knocking at the door?" That's you, Samson. No, it's Jim. He's good looking and he come in. No use knocking at the door anymore. No use knocking at the door. Thank you. We appreciate it very much. And we've got 2 more songs to do here. But just before we leave, I want to tell you one thing, a little story about Mr. Bones. You notice he's a good fellow to tell stories about. Makes me a good storyteller. Have any of you ever been to the Rattlesnake Roundup down in South Georgia? Oh, they go down there and do all sorts of crazy things. They climb in sleeping bags with rattlesnakes and eat rattlesnake sandwiches and everything. Anyway, we went down there, and the feature thing on Saturday night was that they had a challenge with a male rattlesnake and a female rattlesnake to make them kiss. And anybody could get them to kiss would win $1,000. Mr. Bones said, "I'll do it." And we all looked at him like he was crazy. He jumped over the fence and went over to the male rattlesnake, a real mean, masculine-looking rattlesnake. And his tongue was going out, and he charmed him, and that rattlesnake just went right over to the center of the ring. He said, "You stay there." And he went over to the female rattlesnake, very feminine, lovely creature she was. Her tongue was sticking out, and he started mesmerizing her, and she followed him over to the center of the ring. And then he started rattling and mesmerizing both of them. They got this lovelorn look in their eye, and finally they crossed their necks and they kissed. And for that, he won $1,000. Yes, $1,000. Yeah.
I didn't get any money. You think I'd be here by $1,000?
I gave you the check. What'd you do with it?
I get it to Linwood and let us play here tonight.
You guys got here for nothing, right? Where's Linwood? We have 2 songs to go, and we thank you very much for putting up with our foolishness, and hope you enjoyed it. Hope we could impart a little bit of information and the feeling and the spirit of the type of music that gave birth to the country and bluegrass and old-time music, barbershop quartet, all the popular music except jazz came out of the minstrel music, which was popular for about 50 years. So we're going to do, since we did a northern Civil War song, we're going to do a song now for the Confederate States of America. Actually, this was written by a northerner named Dan Emmett in a hotel in New York. And the story is that he worked for Bryant's Minstrels in 1859. They said, "We want a new walk-around," which would be the grand finale number in the show, and have it ready by Monday. So we start practicing. So he wrote Dixie's Land. And the way he wrote it is when he came back and presented it to them, the wife of the owner of that theater said, no, we can't have those first 2 verses because they're too controversial. They'll probably insult the church, the people in the church. Well, we just happen to have those scurrilously verses tonight to sing to you. So we're going to sing the first 2 verses that he wrote for this song and then was cut out. And you think, well, wish I was in the land of cotton. That's the second verse.
just 6 days and finished it up in various ways. Look away, look away, look away, Dixieland. Well, Dixie thought it nice, so he called it paradise. Look away, look away, look away, Dixieland. Well, I wish I was in Dixie, hooray, hooray. In Dixieland, I'll take my stand, live and die in Dixie. Away, away, away down south of Dixie. Away, away, away down south of Dixie. Well, I wish I was in the land of cotton, old time there and not forgotten. Look away, look away, look away, Dixieland. Well, from south of Baltimore and early in the morning when I was born. Look away, look away, look away, Dixieland. Well, I wish I was in Dixie, hooray, hooray. In Dixieland, I'll take my stand, live and die in Dixie. Away, away, away down south of Dixie. Away, away, away down south of Dixie. Well, here's to the health of the next old missus and all them gals that want to kiss us. Look away, look away, look away, Dixieland. So hoe it down and scratch and rattle, Dixieland, I'm bound to travel. Look away, look away, look away, Dixieland. Well, I wish I was in Dixie, hooray, hooray. In Dixieland, I'll take my stand, live and die in Dixie. Away, away, away down south of Dixie. Away, away, away down south of Dixie. Thank you. On behalf of Mr. Bones, John Cahill, Dr. Horsehair, Troy Weldon, Fiddle and Toby Denham, and myself as me, Bob Fletcher, we thank you for that. We're going to end up with a real nice slow waltz. Children laying in bed, one more sick than the other, both called for the doctor.